Hey, my name's Dr. Ficken. Welcome to the Diamond Dialogue podcast, talking about cross country today. Although Mr. Robbins, Coach Robbins, not the first time to the podcast, so he's getting the ability to come back and talk about a new sport. We've got Wyatt and Ari here to give some student perspectives. So let's start with the simple part. What is cross country and how is it different than what most people know as track?
Yeah, so in cross country, the high school kids, because we have a high school and junior high team, the high school kids, when they run a race, is 3.1 miles.
Okay.
And then for the junior high, it's 1.56. So it's kind of cut in half for the junior high kids. So the difference in that and probably track and field that most people are used to is there's, field events, in track and field like shot and disc and that kind of thing. Distances are obviously shorter in track. You can run the 100, 400. Right. Different things like that, and with cross country, it's just it's a distance, and it's not on a track per se. It's this last weekend when we ran, it was in a field.
Yeah.
So it's more of on grass or not a natural surface rather than a track.
Interesting. Okay, so I'll get some student perspectives, and knowing that we also have some background in track. What's it like being a student, kind of going back and forth between track and cross country? How's it different? How's it similar?
Feel like, for me at least, cross country definitely, it's not for those of a small will. It definitely takes a lot of mental toughness, and track does too, but just being able, because 3 miles, you can see the finish when you're running in track, but sometimes when you're on a course in cross country, you can't even see the finish. So I think it definitely takes a lot of mental strength and being able to push through when you have a side stitch, you're out of breath.
Yeah, some might call that grit.
Yeah.
Right. All right, what's your perspective?
I don't really know anything about track because I haven't done it, but I will say that cross country has really helped me. I'd say I was out of shape before it, and I guess I'm getting into the motion of it because 3.1 miles still takes my breath.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can push through a mile easy, but with 3.1 miles, it takes a little bit of mental toughness, like Wyatt said, to push through and not want to walk.
Right.
Because the more you walk, the more you'll want to walk.
Yeah, good point. So I know Wyatt being in the program for a while now, pretty much all 3 years that he's been in Diamond. Our numbers last year and in general have always trying to struggle to grow that program. In fact, we were at what, Wyatt, last year? Two people in the program. However, Coach Robbins kind of stepping in has put a lot of effort into trying to grow that program. And Coach Robbins, as of today, what's our numbers for cross country?
At the high school, we have 6 kids running, and then we have 14 junior high kids. So we have 11 boys, and 3 girls at the junior high. So we're very excited about the level of numbers we have at the junior high, and we're trying on a daily basis to get kids out at the high school. You have to have 5 kids to be able to field a full team for cross country. And we're one shy of that at the boys, and then obviously we got some work still to do at the high school level to get some more girls out. But that's kind of our goal, is to continue to build that program. And like Wyatt mentioned, it's tough to convince kids to come out and
run 3 miles.
After a long day of school and say, hey, you're going to run 3 miles, and that's the short end. We get up to 6 miles sometimes when we run. So. Like you said, it takes a special type of person to do that, some mental toughness and grit, and we're looking for those type of kids that want to come out and do that. If there's anybody listening that is at the high school that wants to give it a shot, we'd be happy to have them come out still.
Sure. So why don't you talk about that? I mean, what's your big motivator for, hey, I want to join this program and run 6 miles?
For me, it probably started with my dad. He ran all 4 years. Went to state all 4 years.
Nice.
So just seeing that, Grace, obviously being my cousin, she also went to state. So I wanted to kind of push myself to be able to go to state like they did. My dad's always pushed me, especially since I started cross country. You need to get out and practice and you get better.
Yeah.
So basketball is my favorite sport, but probably better at cross country. So I probably don't put as much work as I should, but he keeps pushing me to keep putting in that work. And I just feel like it's something, because when you're running, it's just you.
Yeah.
And you don't have a team always there to back you up, and it's just fighting through that for yourself sometimes.
Absolutely. And I would imagine, being a multi-sport athlete, that cross country really kind of helps develop that stamina and endurance when you're coming and playing other sports, which is interesting. Why don't you guys talk about your experience so far with Coach Robbins? He's brand new to the district this year, although he's got many years coaching experience. What's it been like with Coach?
For me, having him in basketball and cross country over the summer, I feel like he definitely has high expectations for us, and I feel like that's something we need. The past few years, I don't think we've had as high as expectations as we should have, and I think that's something me and the people who run cross country as well as basketball, something we want to meet because we know that we can be better than we have been. And
Yeah.
I think that's something I really appreciate is that the high expectations he has for us and that he believes that we can meet those expectations.
Articulated well. Thank you. All right. What about you?
Well, I just met him this summer for summer weights, and I feel like he really pushed me to strive and just push myself when we were doing cardio. And he asked me to do cross country, and I was iffy about it, but he was very jittery and very excited to tell me all about it. So I gave it a shot. And he's very determined when he does something.
Mm-hmm.
He'll persuade you in a different way.
Well, I mean, he must be persuasive. He's got these numbers up to almost 20, so
Yeah.
that's awesome. One thing I keep hearing consistently between, you, Coach Cook, Coach Shaver, is the level of expectations that you guys are bringing in and having our kids raise to that level. And I'm hearing that not only from students, but from peers, as well as community members, and I just want to say that it's being recognized. So thank you for all your work. So you guys and girls had just competed in what you said, Stratford?
Stratford, yes.
Yeah, and what do you have coming up over the next, coming weeks?
Yeah, we just last Saturday was our first cross-country meet, and we ran at Stratford Fellows Lake up by Springfield.
Sure.
The kids all did a good job. It kind of gave us a base time for where we're at and let us know where we need to continue to improve to get better. And this next week we have Seneca at Seneca, and then the following week we will go to Stockton for their cross-country meet. We usually have about one a week. And then our home meet will be this year on October 15th, which I believe is a Tuesday. And we would love to have the community come out and watch us and support us during that race. And it's been a while since I coached cross country, and
Sure.
I was telling the kids, and I was telling Wyatt's dad last weekend at the meet, said it's so different than other sports.
Yeah.
In the fact that, you go to a basketball game, a football game, and you hear the opposing team cheering for their team and against the other team. At a cross-country meet, everybody's cheering for every kid that runs by and giving them encouragement. And it's kind of a neat atmosphere, and it's different than what you would see at a normal athletic event. So it's something I really, really enjoyed watching. Last weekend was all the kids run and just everybody there supporting every kid that was able to run and stuff. So it's kind of a neat atmosphere.
Yeah, no, I think it's an excellent opportunity not only for our students but for our community to come out and see kind of what it is the program's doing, and hopefully they get an opportunity to do that. So in closing, is there anything about cross country or anything coming up that you want to highlight before we kind of send everybody off?
No, just that we have a good group of kids that are working extremely hard.
Yeah.
Like Wyatt said, we have high expectations, and we're striving every day to meet those expectations. They'll see us, sometimes we run down the road, so they may see a group of kids running down the road. If they do, give them a little wave and some encouragement. That would be terrific. And we only have one home meet, and so we would love to see some people in the community come out and support these kids because they do put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, and so they would like that support.
Sweet. Kids, anything?
No.
Okay. I did think of one more question. So, Coach Robbins, you're now 3 weeks into your experience at Diamond, coming 10 years from Webb City. Yeah. What's your impression of Diamond, our kids, community?
I love it. I love the support of the admin and the community, and the kids are terrific. Because now I'm part of the community, we have a really special group of kids here. They're well behaved. They're coachable. They're teachable. And my first 3 weeks here have been terrific, been more than I could have asked for. So.
Awesome. Well, hey, again, Dr. Ficken, Diamond Dialogue Podcast. It's been great. Appreciate you guys coming on. Have a good one.